Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Maybe before we start, if we can get the chance to just know the first name, that would be great, inshallah. Who is traveling? Are you all traveling, inshallah? Okay, okay. So I want just your name and whether you're traveling or not. Just first name is enough. Sister? Sister? Koma? Aha. And you're traveling, inshallah. And she's traveling. Your name? Maryam? MashaAllah. And sister? No, Habibi. It's an opened one.
Okay.
It's in the room.
Where is it actually?
Where the money is.
Oh, in the cabinet?
In the cabinet.
Where we get
Yes. And sister?
Sophia.
Huh?
Sophia.
Sophia? And you're traveling, inshallah, sister. Sophia and?
Sister Rania?
Rania?
Yes.
MashaAllah. Traveling as well?
Sister
Yeah.
Safina. Safina.
Safina. MashaAllah. Traveling with us, inshallah. Allah barak fikum.
Alia?
Alia. MashaAllah. Traveling with us, Sister Alia?
Yes.
Inshallah. Barakallah fikum. Dr. Abd Hamid, can you take that mic? And
Yeah, Imtiaz.
Imtiaz. Traveling with us, inshallah?
Yes.
Adil. Adil. Also with us, inshallah. Okay.
Mustafa.
With us, inshallah.
Yeah.
Allah is yes, excellent. That's it. Okay. طيب. So if Doctor, not yet? Okay.
Just going live and all the magic.
Abdul Qadir. Yeah, please. Two. عليك السلام ما شاء الله. السلام عليكم. Assalamu alaikum, sister. Your name? MashaAllah. You're with, traveling with us, inshallah? Barakallah fikum. Nice meeting with you. Ya Rab. So we have Imtiaz, Khalid, and Mustafa. Allah yazak al-khair. طيب. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Sister, your name? Rima, mashallah. Nice meeting with you.
Give me 1 second, brother, for everyone to join. And please, you can mute everyone. Jazakumullah khair.
Cold? Yeah, I can get one.
Team, can you all hear me, inshallah? Brother Majid, can you hear me? So we started the live stream, so everyone can watch the Sheikh, inshallah, and the presentation on the live stream, and use the Zoom if they have any questions. Okay, inshallah. we will start. Everyone can watch the presentation through the live stream, the link that I shared on the group, and inshallah the Q&A will be on the Zoom. One second. So Sheikh, let me know when you want to start, inshallah.
Dr. Abdul Hamid,
You're ready?
I am ready, but let me just make sure I know when exactly we need to stop.
Like you tell me.
An hour and a half? Okay. All in all.
Yes. You want the Q&A
So,
at the end, or you want to do the Q&A?
No, I want it interactive.
Interactive?
Yes.
Khalas, okay.
People can ask anytime, inshallah.
So sisters, if you have any questions, brothers, raise your hand, and the one online, I will ask the
Yes, yes, please. So at this time it is 2:25. The plan is to go for an hour and a half, inshallah. So we plan to finish around 4, inshallah, bismillah. Okay? Type.
The video is on the live stream, brother. On the YouTube link. I'm sharing the YouTube link. Did you see on the group? Yes, everyone, please, if you want to see the live streaming, press on the YouTube link. And if you have any question, raise your hand here, and inshallah I will ask you questions. Use the Zoom for the Q&A, for the presentation, the live session. Inshallah you can use the YouTube link I shared on the group. So, Brother Luqman, are we good to start, inshallah? Yes, please go ahead.
يلا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Welcome everyone in this workshop on visiting the Prophet's Masjid sallallahu alayhi wasallam and doing the Umrah bi'idhnillah. I think before we start, it's very important for us to all remember that this is a life journey. And of course, perhaps we may do Umrah multiple times in our lives, but each one we do it, it's like, subhanAllah, a reminder of Akhirah, a reminder of meeting with the Prophet, reminder with meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the first place. And therefore, it's very important for us to be spiritually ready for it, just like how we want to be logistically ready and also with our knowledge about it. Among the things that is very important to be ready for from the spiritual perspective is really to be in the closest state to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because now when you count the time when you travel from here to Medina and then Mecca and then come back, every single moment in your journey, starting from the time you made your first step outside your house, really counts. And every one of them, you are rewarded for this a great mission, for this a great goal, for this a great, inshallah, deed. And that actually should make you very prepared and not to miss anything. It's just, subhanAllah, like how when we start the month of Ramadan, and we're not very ready for it, we say, okay, inshallah, on the day of Ramadan, I will do my best to catch up. And then you start the first day of Ramadan, you haven't done your groceries, you haven't done other things, and then you get so busy, and then the first day will go away, and you don't really feel that much of good feeling. And then, of course, the time for the night prayer comes, and subhanAllah, the time continues without you really getting the best out of it. So Umrah is the same thing, and visiting Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam masjid is also the same thing. So with that said, I think I can start, inshallah. I want to split this into two halves. First, I want to go with visiting Medina, and then inshallah doing the Umrah. The reason I'm doing this is because this is how we want to do it in reality. We will be going to Medina first and then to Mecca. As you can see, this is a recent photo, and if you can think about it, this is these places here. These places are all marketplaces these days. and this is the masjid over there. And every time you look at the masjid and you see this green dome here, you see this one? You know what this green dome represents? This is on top of where? This is on top of the house of Aisha radiallahu anha, which is where Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam was buried. Yeah, so it's the same area of Rawda and all that. So this one is this one and this one here. This one is on top of the mihrab. So these two give you almost like the orientation on where we're heading. So this way is the Qibla. Always when you see this green dome, it actually tells you where exactly the Qibla is, because the Qibla is this way. Okay, so we'll show you a few more inshallah. So just to get a bit of understanding of where Medina and Mecca are with respect to each other. So this is the city of Jeddah, which is very well known for all of us, of course. Medina is in the southern side. I mean, Mecca is just next to it, but Medina is on the northern side of Mecca. So usually people go to Mecca through Jeddah, and then they take the ride from Jeddah to Mecca through the shuttle or some taxi or whatever. What we will be doing is that from Istanbul, we will be going to Medina directly. And from Medina to Mecca, we'll be taking the train, so that will go down the south. And then from Mecca back to Jeddah, and then from Jeddah back to Istanbul. Now, one important aspect here is that always when we are in Medina, our Qibla is south. Always in Medina, our Qibla is south. And the north of Medina is the mountain of Uhud. So if you go there, you will see the mountain of Uhud. Yeah, this guy. See this mountain? This is Uhud. And this is Medina. And the mosque is here. And then the Qibla is which side? This side. Yeah, south. Okay? So that actually is a great landmark in the city of Medina, this Jabal Uhud. And as you can see, it's very wide actually. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 8 kilometers, like almost 5 miles that you travel from here to here. It's a wide one. And most of the houses in Medina are actually to the southern part of it. Okay, so I meant to do this so at least we have an orientation on the location itself. Now, some of the things that we need to prepare ourselves with when it comes to our intention. So our intention is really to visit 2 things. One is to visit Masjid AlHaram, which is in Mecca, and the other one is to visit the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the real intention is to visit those 2 masajid. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that no one should be traveling for a religious purpose except for 3 intentions. Either to travel for a religious purpose to visit the Masjid of Mecca, the Masjid al-Haram, or the Masjid of Al-Aqsa, or my masjid, which is Masjid al-Madina. So for us, because the intention of this travel is a religious one, our 2 intentions are to visit the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to visit the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca and do the Umrah right there. Any other thing is going to be a byproduct, meaning a side thing. So if we happen to be in Medina, of course we will go and visit the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Of course it is nice to go and visit the mountain of Uhud. Of course it's nice to go and see the different things in Mecca, like Arafat and others. It's nice, it's fine. But the main intention is really to visit those 2 mosques, inshallah. The salat in Masjid al-Madina will have a reward better than how we pray in other masajid by 1,000 times. So in other words, if you pray Salat al-Asr in Medina, it's as if you have prayed Salat al-Asr elsewhere 1,000 times. In Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, it is 100,000 times. In Masjid al-Aqsa, it's 500 times. So what that really means is that when you are in Medina or in Mecca, you cannot afford going to the marketplace and miss the Faridah prayer. You just cannot. So if you really want to go and do shopping and whatnot, no worries, go, but not at the time of Fard prayer, because you will be missing a lot. And this is our opportunity to maximize the reward as much as possible, inshallah. Of course, all the righteous good deeds are great to happen in the masjid. So for example, you want to donate something, you want to make Salat al-Layl, Salat Nafil, reciting Quran, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even studying some knowledge is always great, inshallah. Doing extra prayers, anything that you do as a great good deed will be actually amplified and will be magnified there in the masjid, whether it is in the Medina or in Mecca. Some of the things that I really recommend to do there is, as you go through the masjid, you will see a lot of circles of knowledge, especially those Quran circles. And those Quran circles, if you observe them very well, you will find very young kids, and mashallah, some of them are huffaz. And they have actually some of their best schools in the entire world that they teach Quran and Sunnah. In fact, there is a place called Dar al-Hadith, or a school called Dar al-Hadith in Mecca, in which the little kids, perhaps before they become baligh, they memorize not only Quran, not only Sahih al-Bukhari, they would memorize the 6 books of Hadith: Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawood, Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, and Ibn Majah. They memorize them by heart with all the long chains. And subhanAllah, this is very unique, and you can only see it there. So don't miss the opportunity of sitting next to them or even close to them, so that inshallah you see how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed this ummah to have people coming from all over the world to learn. Some of these kids are non-Arabs. Actually, some of them don't even speak Arabic, and their parents just brought them there for that purpose. Okay. I'tikaf is one thing that is very highly recommended there, and what i'tikaf really means is that you make an intention that you want to stay in the masjid for a long period of time. That could be a couple of hours, it could be a whole day, it could be a week, it could be anything. But for you, when you plan for an i'tikaf, you need to have that intention in your heart. Of course, nothing to say by your tongue. But when you are there, you cannot engage with anything that is dunya related. In other words, it's not permissible for you to go and check your WhatsApp, or go and surf the web, or to do some communication with other people, except for what is necessary. So in other words, if you are just trying to shop for something, you cannot do it while you are doing in the state of i'tikaf. Or if you are going to find which restaurant would be the best option for you to do your dinner, you cannot do it while you're doing i'tikaf. If you are saying hi to someone, it's not when you do your i'tikaf. I'tikaf means that you cut all the connections to the people and you make your one connection only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That i'tikaf is a big sunnah that we don't really do here. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources, but in Mecca and Medina, it will be a best option for us, inshallah. So plan to do it, even if it were for a couple of hours. Remember, during i'tikaf, you will do nothing but ibadah. Okay, going to visit Rasulullah's grave and Abu Bakr and Umar is actually one of the great things that you do. And most of our pious predecessors actually recommended that whenever you are in Medina, that you have that in your plan. So we're not traveling for that purpose. We're traveling in order to visit the masjid itself. But part of the things that we do is really to go and visit Rasulullah ﷺ and the companions. For men and women, this one is permissible for men and women. As far as visiting other graves like Baqiyah, Jannat al-Gharqad or Jannat al-Baqiyah, this is only for men. In fact, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made it clear that the visiting graves is only for men, but the exception is only for his grave next to the Masjid of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And in fact, in Saudi Arabia, they won't allow women to go into Baqi' al-Gharqad or Jannat al-Baqi' anyway. So that is actually being done by the authority themselves. Again, your questions are most welcome. Make it interactive. Feel free to stop me. Feel free to interrupt me. I actually, it makes me feel even better. So anything? Okay. Don't wait for me to just ask you. Please just raise your hand and go ahead. Yes, yes, sister.
You mentioned the circles of knowledge that are available. Is there like just specific schedules, and are they available for both men and women? How do we even go about doing that?
Yeah. As far as the circles of knowledge where they go for fiqh, tafsir, hadith, and whatnot, and that's where you have the big scholars. Yes, there is a schedule, and I think it is available on the public website of the Haram itself. So they tell you, for example, Sheikh Abdul Muhsin Al-Abbad or multiple other mashayikh there. They have their own halqas, and they tell you what is the book that they are teaching and the timing that they do. Now, I don't know about the sisters section. I would assume they have something similar, but at least I saw this for the men's section. Yeah. As far as the kids, then that is not something public. You will see them all the time between Fajr and Dhuhr prayer. So if you happen to be there praying Salat al-Fajr, just wait for maybe half an hour, and then you will start those kids coming and filling up the space, mashallah. It's one of the most wonderful things you see in Medina, in the masjid. Okay. Okay, so we did talk about how the reward is multiplied in the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's nothing really better than that, except if you pray in salat, your prayer in Masjid Al-Haram Al-Makki. We did talk about Rawda. I heard the word. Rawda is actually, Rawda in Arabic means a garden. And it's the place that was between the minbar or the pulpit of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his house. That place was not part of the masjid in the past. But then, of course, with the expansion, it became part of the masjid. So that now, if you want to go there, you have to get this app. You have to reserve the time because of the extra crowd. And when they let you go there, I think you will stay only for a few minutes. It's not a big time. And you will get the opportunity to pray 2 rak'ah or something. And if you schedule your time during a fard prayer, it will be your best, because at that point in time you will stay there for as long as the fard prayer is there. So you imagine Salat al-Fajr or Salat al-Isha would be the best ones, inshallah. But I think for those fard prayers, they are primarily for men. Wallahu alam. That's what I knew about it. Okay. Any question? Okay. We just did talk about visiting the graves of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Abu Bakr and Umar. And I want to show you this. Okay, so I'm not using the right keys. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so once again, let me just show you. So that this is the green dome, right? It is on top of the house or the hujra of Aisha. And that is where Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was buried. He was buried in his house. People think that he was buried in his mosque. He was not. His house became part of the masjid after the expansion, and that was long time after he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But before that, he sallallahu was buried in his house, in the hujra, or in the room of Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha. Whereas this one, the white one, the silver one, is on top of the mihrab. Mihrab means the pulpit of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I want to show you. So if you see this one, where is it? Oh, here. So this is the mihrab, the current mihrab that the imams right now use. This is not the one of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the reason that they are not using the one of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that was not since the time of Saudi Arabia. That was even in the time of the Uthmani Empire, or Uthmani Khilafah. And they thought that praying in the same place of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not something that they earn. They felt that it is way higher than who they are. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them. They actually made another pulpit or mihrab, and then they moved that to even a third one. So the last one they are using is this one here. So let me show you more of these. Now what you see here, okay. Yeah. So what you see here is, see this one here? This is the minbar. Minbar is where the imam stands to give his khutbah, right? And you see this one here? This is the mihrab, or the pulpit that the Uthmanian Khilafah have built. And the pulpit of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is next there. In fact, I'm sorry, this one is for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the other one is right here. So they are very, very similar in the shape, but the one next to the Rawda, see this green thing here? This is the boundary or this is the wall behind it Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam's grave is. So this place here is all called Rawda. And you can tell one of the things that you probably will be able to see is that these pillars, they have a special shape. So if you see the pillars all over the masjid are of different shape. They don't have those gold lines. They have some gold circle and then plain white, and they are very recent. Whereas these, subhanAllah, are very, very old. So here, okay. Now, yeah, great that I have this photo. So this is the one for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the pulpit of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, this has been decorated during the Uthman Khilafah. It wasn't like that. It was just a simple place for him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But this was the position where he sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to lead the prayer. This is the one that came in the Uthmani Khilafah, and this is the current one that is being used by the imams these days. Any question? Okay. So if you go to a Rawda, you will see those two. How do you differentiate between the two? The one that is closer to the house of Rasulullah or to his grave is his member, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. So I want to just show you what it means when you go and visit the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, here we go. So now this is, assume this is the masjid, the old masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is the house of Rasulullah. If you are looking where the Qibla is, anyone can make a guess? Where is the Qibla? Which direction? Except for Dr. Morsi, because he lived there. Anyone can guess where the Qibla is? So this is the house of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you expect the dome, the green dome here on top of this. So where's the Qibla? Yeah, exactly. It's this way. Yes. In fact, So this is where it says al-mihrab, which is the pulpit of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These are the pillars that I was showing you. Each one of them has its own naming. So this is called the Tawbah. This is the pillar of Aisha, and so on. So different pillars. Now, so this is the very old masjid. The expansion came all the way to here, and then it went all the way further there. So at the time when you take your permission to get inside to the Rawda, they would allow you to come to this green area. Otherwise, you cannot go there. So you can only go to this green area if you get that permission through the app. Okay? But at that point in time, as much as possible, be here between the member of Rasulullah, the mihrab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his house. This is where the Rawda is. This is what the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, that it is part of Jannah. Okay, and you will be facing this way, so your qibla is this way, and the graves of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Bakr and Umar on this way. Okay, now once you're done with your visit of Rawda, they will ask you to leave. So when you leave, you will actually go, I think they have either from here or they would ask you to go this way, and then you will walk all the way and you will get out from a gate here, or from a set of doors here. So you will be passing by the graves of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now you should understand that the green thing that you see, which is this one, see this one here? This actually is when you are facing Qibla this way. This is the house, or the place where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was buried, and this is where you see it while you are in the Rawda. But then the same thing, like this one, you will see it this way. So you will get out and you will go around the corner, and then you will see the place where most of the people stand to make the visit to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there, so we were sitting like this, and we were seeing the green thing on this side. But now that you went out, and now you are standing here, and all the people will be stuck here at this point in time, the first grave that you will be facing is the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is the next one, which is Abu Bakr and then Umar. Now people think that they were like as if one here and one here and one here. That's not true. They are behind each other. But they are a little bit overlapping. So the first one that goes is the one for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And people think that you see sometimes if the police is not there, some people will get close to this wall and they will be doing like this. Trying to see what is inside. There are at least 3 curtains or 3 walls. So the first one and then 2 more before you even get there. So there's no way you can see anything. All what you see is some darkness and another wall in front of you. But the actual grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is in this room here. This is called Hujrat Aisha radiallahu anha. Any question? Okay. Now, this is a sample of the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in fact, if you see here, there are 5 cubes. So they are representatives of the Hujurat. And the first one there, all the way there, is the Hujra of Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha. And those pillars were the pillars that you see nowadays, which I told you, the one is called Astuwanat Aisha, Astuwan al-Mukhallaqa. There are multiple of them. Each one is called a name. And then the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was as simple as this. A place that has a roof, and then after that there was no roof. But there was this little bit of small roof towards the end. Anyone can tell me what is this? Anyone knows what is this? This is called as-suffa. As-suffa. The poor people of in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, including Abu Huraira, used to go and live in the masjid. They didn't have shelter, so they have built for them a small area that has a roof, and this was called as-suffa. So under this, those Sahaba used to live. Abu Huraira was one of them, radiallahu anhu wa arda. Otherwise, it was as simple as this. It was made of palm trees, and there was just a roof for half of it, and then the hujurat, or the houses of the hujurat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his wives were there. Any question? Are there online questions, Dr. Mursi? Okay. So back again, if remember, Jabal Uhud is at the north side of Medina. This is the Haram, and this between the mountain and the Haram, it's like houses, and Mecca is this way. Okay. One last thing about the city of Medina is that the city of Medina, in fact, is in an area that was known for active volcanoes. So this place here is all dark rocks, dark stones, just like how you see it here. And you can see the impact of the lava in many places. So there's this place and this place. And in fact, the city of Medina was called Ma Bayna al-Labbatain. Labba is that area that is like this one that is impacted by the volcano. So it's called Harra or Laba. So there's this Harra and this Harra. And just for your information, remember this time when there was this battle of Al-Khandaq? You know what happened? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions were here in this city of Medina. And this is all like a volcano area. So horses, camels cannot walk on this, right? The only way that they can go to Medina is if they go from the northern side, from here. So the Khandaq was made here. So they made a ditch here, so that which is the only place where the enemy can come. And all the infidels of Mecca and the criminals of other places, they came and they surrounded that place. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions were all seized here, and they couldn't really leave the place. But at that point in time, subhanallah, that they could not get into, because that was a ditch here, and everyone else is an area that is not accessible. So those things are great things to see in Medina, and really to feel, subhanallah, how hard it was for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions to live in that place. In fact, many of the Sahaba could not live in Medina, because Medina was a very difficult place to live at, very hot, extremely hot in the summer. Actually, I have relatives who lived in Medina. They used to do tea directly from the faucet. So the kitchen faucet, they will open it, and they will just put the tea bag in it, and they will drink it. So that is how much hot it was, subhanAllah, there. And on top of that, of course, it wasn't like Mecca, where people come from all over the place and bring food and fruits and others. Here it was really dry, difficult to live, but yet the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَالْمَدِينَةُ خَيْرٌ لَهُمْ لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ, that living in the city of Medina is better for them only if they know. Any question, sister? Yeah.
Just about Masjid Quba and Al-Mazarat that inshallah, we will be seeing, like what is included, and then will we have an opportunity to go pray in Masjid Quba, inshallah?
Yeah, so I don't know if I have a photo for Masjid Quba. That's a good one to include, inshallah. I don't think I have it. Okay. So the plan is to have some sightseeing there. And I do believe that the first priority would be Masjid Quba. Last year we did visit Masjid Quba. We actually prayed 2 rak'ah there, because it's Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said, whoever walked from his house, whoever makes wudu at his house and then walk to Masjid Quba, pray 2 rak'ah and come back, then that has the same reward as doing Umrah. So inshallah, this is the plan, at least to Quba. And nowadays there's a walk area or walking path from the Masjid al-Haram to from the Masjid of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to Masjid Quba. What other things we will be doing, I think that is more on the logistical side. I don't know if Dr. Mursi has something to say. The mountain of Uhud and the Khandaq as well. Yeah, so that will be through the bus. I mean, I think we will be doing like one day where we go through these. Last year we did all of this. We actually went to, even we passed by a masjid called Al-Qiblatain, which they say that it was the place where the Sahaba changed the Qibla. We also passed by some water wells that were known for the Sahaba, radiallahu anhum. But those are things that we can, inshallah, talk more to the the trip managers, and inshallah we can finalize on. Masjid Quba should be one of them, bi'idhnillah. Anything else? Okay. Now I wanted to just talk about this. So now, as you see, this is the masjid. This is the green dome. So where's the Qibla? This way. Huh? Okay. Now, if this is the Qibla, then this is south, right? So this way is what? East, huh? So the cemetery of Baqiyah is on the eastern side of the masjid. This place is where more than 10,000 Sahabi were buried. 10,000 Sahabi were buried in this. They actually say more, but at least 10,000 Sahabi. In their time, radiallahu anhum wa ardahum, sometimes they would use the same grave for more than once, because when things get very old, they don't have more space to go, so they go and use the same grave. But this area is not allowed for women, for sisters. It's only for men. However, the women can go around it and they can see it from beyond the fence. So it's actually something you can see anyways, but you can't get really inside. Now, is there any virtue of going there? It is just like visiting any grave or cemetery. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, زوروا المقابر فإنها تذكر بالآخرة. Or كنت قد نهيتكم عن زيارة القبور ألا فزوروها. So it was forbidden for us to go and visit graves, but then the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam allowed this, and in fact he encouraged that for men because it really reminds with the Akhirah. So you would see sometimes people being buried while you are visiting. In the space that is just next to the haram is where the Sahaba are. But then after that, it's like from all the time after Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam until now. Some people, if you go there, inshallah, we can go together. There are some graves that are labeled. But none of these labels are accurate. So they label one as Uthman bin Affan, another one as Aisha radiallahu anha. Those are not accurate. No one knows which grave belonged to which Sahabi. No one. No one. And I ensured this. But people, especially, I mean, some who have their own ways of describing things, and they just want to make some advertisement to themselves. They label some of them with certain colors and whatnot, especially when the police is not there. And then they claim that this belonged to this Sahabi or that Sahabi. Any questions so far? Okay. So this is where, yeah. Well, now you can see that this one is showing you the layout of the grave. So the masjid is this way. The masjid is this way. So see, this one is trying to label. So they say Banat al-Nabi, the daughters of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do we not know that for a fact? No. Azwaj al-Nabi. Those actually, when you pass by them, you see that they look different. So they don't have the same shape like others. So that's why people think that they belong to certain names. So here, Aqil ibn Abi Talib, Ja'far, Abdullah ibn Ja'far, Imam Malik. You know Imam Malik? Imam Malik, the leader of the Maliki madhab. Do we know these for sure? No, we don't. And those are just speculations. Okay. One day, just so that you know, this place here, where they claim it is for the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One day, a huge group of people came, and they destroyed the one that they thought belonged to Aisha radiallahu anha. You can imagine who they are. So it is that actually bad, that sometimes when people take actions that are very inappropriate. Okay, any question? Any other question? Any question? Yes, sister. Any suggestion? Anything? Dr. Mercy, do we have anyone online? No, anyone? No question? Anything you want to add, Dr. Mercy? Dr. Mercy has lived in Medina, so he knows a lot more. Anything you want to say?
No, about you described that they will wear ihram in Medina and they will go.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming to that now. Yeah, but for Medina, anything? Like, any recommendation for which marketplace they go? Just so that you know. Okay, you see those? Huh? Let me just make sure I know where I am here. Where's the dome? Okay, yeah, I know where I am. So actually, last year, our hotel was here, this way. It's called Al Iman. It was here. Are we here again? The same? Somewhere in this area. So you see, this is the dome. So this one is what? South. This one is north. This whole place here, to the right, is a marketplace. And in fact, before this, there's a place here. There are some like open space, and that open space represent some of the incidents that have happened with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah, we'll go over them. But what I wanted to say is that if you go all the way here, before the masjid ends, there is an underground marketplace, and it's the cheapest in Medina. So if you buy from here, they know you are a tourist, and they will charge you a lot. But if you go all the way, there's a place where you go underground. Inshallah, we'll let you know about it, and it is much cheaper than anywhere else, and you find almost everything you want. Okay, any question? Okay, alhamdulillah. So we're done with Medina. Alhamdulillah, may Allah accept from all of us. Allahumma ameen. And we enriched our spirituality. We remembered Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every place we were in there, we thought that we are meeting with Sahaba and all that stuff. And now we are in our preparation to go to Umrah. So what we do, they tell us, be prepared, make sure that you wear your ihram. Yes.
So there is a question here from one. Assalamu alaikum. Do married couples require proof of marriage like certificate with checking into the hotel? Also, is i'tikaf permissible for women?
So the first one, to the best of my knowledge, they are no more asking for that, but usually the travel agency is taking care of this, so we shouldn't be worried much about it, inshallah. As far as i'tikaf, it depends on how long your i'tikaf is. If you are planning to stay overnight and sleep there, then there are times where they ask you to leave. But if you are staying there for like several hours, you should be fine, inshallah. Yeah. Okay. طيب, so we're done. They ask you now to wear the clothing of ihram and then meet at the bus. The bus will take us to the train, and that high-speed train is actually where we will be meeting together again. And while we are in the train, we will be passing by what we call al-miqat. Miqat is, I think it's which one? The Juhfa or Dhul Hulayfa? Abyar Ali. Okay. Abyar Ali is the one that the train passes by, and this is actually what we call it the Miqat of Ahl al-Madina. That one, usually if you go by car, it's like it has a masjid, and it has showers, it has bathrooms, it has marketplace, so you take your time. But because we're going with a train, then we will be just just maybe a few minutes before we pass by it, they will let us know, and at that point in time we do our niyyah of Umrah. It is always the sunnah that you take a shower before going for Umrah, before you do the niyyah of Umrah. So you want to take that in Medina while in the hotel. You want to wear on the clothing of ihram. For the women, there's nothing really special. Their ihram is only that they cannot cover their hands with gloves, and they cannot cover their face with niqab. Other than that, they should be fine. But for men, they have to wear this white clothing, and they should not be wearing anything that really takes the size of their body. Now, I want to just show you, and I think this is very important for the men, on like how we usually get ready for that ihram thing. So let me just go to Mecca. Okay. So those are the two pieces, and you should not be wearing other than those two pieces unless it is an extension of it. But you cannot get like a shirt or underwear, you cannot wear them with that ihram. And the reason for this is that anything that is customized to your body is called makhit, and makhit is not permissible. Okay, so the two pieces all are of the same size, and of course you can get different sizes depending on what works best for you, but they are all like white and they are all white, that you should be wearing them comfortably so that you are, inshallah, able to do your umrah without without any inconvenience. So the way we do it, and this is not like something like sunnah or non-sunnah. This is more of some experience that people usually recommend. So you go, you cover in the back. You make one side longer than the other, and then you go on one, you fold it, and then you go on the other one, and for one of them, you make some extension like this, and then you go all the way to the end. So that extension, it makes it tight on your waist, but it gives you room for you to walk. Okay, if you do it all the way like this, then your walk will be very uncomfortable. But if you do an extension like this and then like this, then you can go better, right? And then, is it permissible to have a belt? Yes, it is permissible. It's fine. In fact, it is very recommended to have a belt. Do we have a belt on these, Dr. Morsi?
No, but there is a question for you, Sheikh. Are the men able to use safety pins to pin the men's ihram close to secure it?
Yes, pins are fine.
Okay.
But as far as we're not shaping this to look like a shirt or to look like a pant. Like, for example, some people make a pin here, so this becomes like a pant. That's not permissible. But for you, for example, to make a safety pin here and here, it's fine. It's always good. So if you have a belt, especially that belt that has pocket, it would be great. So you put it this way, and you can have pins here so that this becomes tight, and then you fold it this way, and your belt will be underneath this. So this way you guarantee that it is now sticking, and then you can walk easily. So I will do it together.
And Sheikh, one more question about the shoes and the slippers for men and women.
Yes. What about them?
They are asking, are they allowed?
So women are allowed to do anything they want, except that they cannot cover their hands with gloves. They cannot cover their face with niqab. If something goes on top of their hands, it's fine, but they cannot have something that sticks to their hands, like a glove, or something that sticks to their faces, like a niqab. If a woman would like to cover her face from foreigners, she can do that as long as the cover is not touching her face. So Aisha radiallahu anha narrated that at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she used to be with the ladies in their section. So every time that people will pass by, she will be putting some or extending the hijab like this. So it doesn't really touch the face. The problem is when a woman does like this is not permissible. But if it is like this, it's fine. Is that clear? So ihram for women is that they should not cover their face and their hand with something that sticks to their skin. For men, they cannot wear anything that is customized to their body. That includes the shirt, that includes the pants, that includes the underwear, that includes also the shoes. So what is permissible for the shoes for the women, for the men? It's actually slippers. So anything that takes the shape of your foot and covers whatever you wash in your wudu is not permissible. So for example, the Adidas or any of these, or even like like the shoes you get from any brand, those are not permissible during Umrah. But if you get some, let's say a slipper, and it is covering the underneath of your feet, of your foot, and it has some strings, or it has something that really makes it stick to your, like on top of your foot, then that is fine. Anything in the middle, so let's assume you're wearing a sandal. A sandal is not really covering all the area that you wash during wudu, but it is covering like part of your finger, like your toes and your heels. Then that, there is a khilaf, but wallahu alam, the vast majority say that it should be avoided. Okay, so the thing that is permissible is slippers, and you will find that very, very common there. You will find it everywhere. I do recommend that if you have some medical condition, that you get it from here before you go, because the type of things that you get there may not be very suitable. Any question?
So Sheikh, another question. Are we allowed to wear clean, never worn before shoes while walking in the masjid for people who have issues with the feet and cannot walk barefoot?
If there is a darura, from an Islamic perspective, then that darura needs to be thought about very carefully, and then of course whatever the condition or the shape of the shoes has to be seen. So maybe if that brother or sister, it should be a brother, not sister, if that brother would like to ask me privately and send me a photo of what he has, then inshallah I can give him a better answer, inshallah. Okay, so we're done with this first part. So let's assume this is done. And then the second part is where you get on the... So what do we call... Yeah, what do we call... Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, like, regarding, like, using, like, any soap or something, does it all have to be, like, unscented to make sure, like, on the day when making that
Right.
umrah?
So using any perfume or any fragrance is not permissible for women at all. I mean, in front of men, it's not permissible. At all times, regardless, it's not just Umrah. For men, it is not allowed during the Ihram, the state of Ihram. So at the time when we start our talbiyah and we say Labbaik Allahumma Umrah, and we start our Umrah, at that point in time we should not be putting any fragrance or any attar or any cologne on our bodies. Now you asked about soap that has some scent. If that is some like very light one, and it doesn't the smell does not really stick to your hand, you should be fine. If the problem is for those that are heavy, then that is neither acceptable for men nor for women. Yeah. Some people ask, okay, so what should we do? There are many deodorants that people use that do not have scent, right? So you can use that there. Now one sunnah here is that when you take your shower before you go to Umrah, it is fine if you add some perfume. It's fine for men. But if you put that perfume and it sticks to the clothing of Ihram, and then you start your Umrah, if you happen to take it off and then put it on again, it's not permissible. Because now you're putting on a clothing that has the fragrance. Okay, okay. So when we go to the train, I think this is going to be, yeah, sure. Well, let me just finish this part, sisters, because I just want to take this away from my body. So we usually go to the train station this way, so I'm covered. And I don't have to, uncover my shoulder or my right shoulder. We go to the train. Once we get to the place where we do our niyyah, we still have the same shape. All what we need to do is to say Labbaik Allahumma Umrah. In our mind, it is now the beginning of Ihram. For us as men, we cannot cut the nails, and also the women cannot cut the nails. We cannot cut the hair. Also, women cannot cut the hair. We cannot cut skin. Same thing. Those are three identical rulings for men and women. We cannot add perfume for all of us. We also cannot cover the head. That is only men. So wearing a kufi while you are in the state of Ihram is not permissible for men. Now, if you are in a time where it is very, very hot, you can have an umbrella, that's fine. But nothing really that touches your head, okay? So, and then we men and women cannot also wear something that covers the face like closely, that sticks to the skin. That is not permissible for both men and women, and that's where I talked about niqab. Similarly, gloves are not permissible for neither men nor women. Okay, sister.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
I have a question that for the sisters or brother traveling with children, when the process of Umrah, are we allowed to have a rope or something that so our children doesn't missing? Yes, connecting.
Yeah, that should be fine, sister. Yeah.
It should be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean so that your children will be with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be fine.
And also the electricity there, is it the same with what we have here in the U.S.?
That's Dr. Abdulhamid.
Different there, and they explain. Let me talk at the end about that.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum.
But the ruling of using electricity is the same. It's permissible. Okay. Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to ask, since we can't wear anything that sticks to our face, are masks allowed? Just for like health reasons?
From a Sharia perspective, they are not. But if it is needed for health reasons, then yes.
Okay.
Because now this becomes necessary. Otherwise, it's not permissible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, the same ruling applies to your prayer. So for someone to pray with a mask, it's not permissible. But if there's a necessity, being, for maybe there's another COVID or someone is sneezing and all that, then it's because of the necessity, not anything else.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so yes.
Mask ruling is for any prayer or just during the
For any prayer. You can't have mask. Dr. Marcelli.
It's locked. 1 second. Let me follow me.
I'm using my fingerprint, it's not working.
1 second. So sister, just to use this time by the time I get the laptop to be unlocked, yes, the electricity there is different than here. Did you get the PowerPoint presentation I shared with you on the group? Are you on the WhatsApp group, the Umrah? Okay, I will share it again today so you can see what you need to do, inshallah. Most of the laptops and the cell phones, they are dual. Alaykum salam, we need the password for your laptop. It's 0786. Okay, 1 second.
Okay, Jazakallah khair.
I will share more.
Okay, so we're done with this. Alhamdulillah, as they tell us, now you are getting close to the Umrah, to the miqat. It is permissible for us to start the ihram before passing by it. So it's better actually to do it so that you are always on the safe side. So all you need to do is to say, is in your mind, you are actually confirming your or reaffirming your intention that now I'm starting my Umrah and now I'm starting the rulings of Ihram. Ihram means to really limit yourself in what you do. And that you say, and then you say, Labbaik Allahumma Umrah. This is a sunnah. If you don't say those words, you're fine. But it is sunnah to say, Labbaik Allahumma Umrah. Now there's one thing that we usually recommend to do is that sometimes something happens down the road. Maybe a woman starts her period, accidentally or unexpectedly, or something happens on the road, some car accident, la samahallah, the police stops you, whatever it is, and then you are not able to continue with your Umrah. What happens? If you already started your Umrah and you're not able to continue, you need to wait until you are able to do it. Otherwise, you will have to do fidya. Fidya is where you slaughter a sheep. Or you ask someone to slaughter a sheep for you on behalf of you, and then you distribute that to the people, to the needy people of Mecca. So in order to avoid all of this, there is a sunnah that the Rasul ﷺ has actually taught to one of his wives. He said, if you are at the time of niyyah, then say, فَإِنْ حَبَسَنِي حَابِسٌ فَمَحِلِّي حَيْثُ حَبَسْتَنِي. You say, لَبَّيْكَ اللَّهُمَّ عُمْرَةً, oh Allah, I'm starting my Umrah. And then you say, فَإِنْ حَبَسَنِي حَابِسٌ, if anything stops me from continuing, فَمَحِلِّي, then my ending of the Umrah is going to be at the time when I am being prevented or I am being blocked. So this way you don't have to continue and there's nothing on you. Right? So this statement is there. Inshallah you will see it. فَإِنْ حَبَسَنِي حَابِسٌ فَمَحِلِّي حَيْثُ حَبَسْتَنِي. If you have that at the time when you do your niyyah or intention, you should be fine, inshallah. Any question on this? Easy? Am I fast or slow, or I'm fine? Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, so we're done with this. Now, alhamdulillah, once we do our ihram, again, you cannot cut your nails, skin, you cannot cut your hair, you cannot put perfume, and of course, you will start making the talbiyah. And talbiyah is where you say, لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. It's good to see the meaning of this, because you will repeat that over and over and over and over until you start the actual tawaf, until you get to the Kaaba and you start going around it. So between the time you say لبيك اللهم عمرة فإن حبسني حابس فمحلي حيث حبستني, until you reach to this place, you are encouraged to continuously say لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. I have all of these, by the way, in the document. Inshallah, Dr. Mursi is going to share them with you. But I think it's important for us to not to waste time in chatting, sending messages. Remember, this is a life journey, and you want to do it as perfect as possible. One of the things that that people keep doing is to take photos, and this way, and then they do this way, and I mean every place. Well, while taking photos is permissible, the problem is you don't want to really put your attention on how you want to remember this place and send your memorable photos to your friends. I think the best thing is to show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from yourself the best behavior in the Umrah. So it will be way better for us if Allah sees in us the best shape of Umrah than if our most beloved ones in today's time, they are seeing us in a shape of ihram like this, or in standing next to a place that is nice and whatnot. Doing it from time to time is fine. We should not really pick on that. The problem is when this becomes something very frequent, that you just do it and forget about all the contemplation, all the khushu', etc. Okay. So some few things to remember about the Kaaba once you get inside the Haram. Things that you need to remember is that there's the black stone, and before that there's here something called the Rukn al-Yamani. It's the edge of this place is exposed on one side, and it's called Rukn al-Yamani because this one is facing Yemen. Yemen is south, right? So this is facing Yemen, or south. So if this is south, this is what? No, this is south. This is what? East, yeah. Yeah, east. Why am I saying that? Oh, no. East? East, okay. So this is east, yeah. Have no sense of direction. So why am I saying this? Is because here is the Maqam Ibrahim. Here's where the 2 feet of Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam has their print, and this one is the door of the Kaaba, and this place from here all the way to here, and in some opinions from here all the way to here, is what we call it Multazam. Multazam is the best place you stand next to when you make your dua. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam was reported in authentic hadith. He went out of the Kaaba, and then he stood and he raised his hands like this, and he sticked his body to the Kaaba, and he made his dua for a long time. This is called al-multazam. If you check the videos of when they do their prayers, you will see some people standing like this, and it's very up. See those? See what they are doing? That's called al-multazam. See their hands? Yeah. All the way to here. Those are not doing the right thing. This is not a place to do it. This is the only place to do it, here. Okay? So this is the black stone here. Yeah. This is the black stone here. And here is the Rukn al-Yamani. Now, one thing that you should remember, that this edge has this shape, so that you know it. Because when you start your tawaf, when you go around the Kaaba, you will start it when you pass by this black stone. But because of all the crowd, you cannot see this, but you will be able to see this very clearly. And also this one. So once you arrive to the masjid, you will go all the way until you pass this and you are next to it. Whether you are close or far, you should be fine, but just make sure that you are aligning with it, and then that's where you start your tawaf and you do 7 times. Now, one thing that I perhaps have forgot to say is that when you get into the masjid, whether it is Masjid al-Haram or Masjid al-Medina, what is the dua to say? What is the dua when you get into the masjid here? Huh? Anyone knows? When someone gets inside the masjid, what is the dua you say? Huh? What do you say when you get into the masjid? Okay, let's remember that. This is important. Bismillah, wa salatu salam ala rasulullah, Allahumma aghfir li dhunubi, waftah li abwaba rahmatik. When you get out, you say, Bismillah, wa salatu salam ala rasulullah, Allahumma aghfir li dhunubi, waftah li abwaba fadlik. So abwaba rahmatik when you are getting inside, abwaba fadlik when you are getting outside. Start this habit. This is a sunnah. When you get into the masjid, any masjid, you should say this. In Mecca, you say that plus أعوذ بالله العظيم وبوجهه الكريم وسلطانه القديم من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله العظيم وبوجهه الكريم وسلطانه القديم من الشيطان الرجيم. And then you say Bismillah wa salatu salam ala rasulullah Allahumma ighfir li dhunubi waftah li abwaba rahmatik. And you start with your right hand, with your right foot. So that is the sunnah when you get inside the haram of Mecca. You say those two. أعوذ بالله العظيم وبوجهه الكريم وسلطانه القديم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم اغفر لي ذنوبي وافتح لي أبواب رحمتك. And you don't have to stand and say it. I mean, you put on your right foot first and you start saying it, and it's fine if you continue while you are already inside, because actually they will not allow you to just stand and say it. Is that clear? Okay. So you're أنا آسف يا دكتور مرسي. Okay, so I'm now inside and I'm going towards the Kaaba. Inshallah, I know we have about 60 people. I know, how? 80? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So it's extremely difficult to go with a group more than 20 people. Extremely, let alone 80 people. So what we can do, I mean, inshallah, we can do some arrangements. But whoever the group that I can go with, inshallah, we can be going together from the hotel all the way to the masjid, bi'idhnillah, and do it. If there are people who want to do it at different times, maybe I can join multiple times, twice to help, inshallah. But I'm sure that 80 people to go all at once, it will be extremely difficult, especially that this time is very crowded in the masjid. So usually the way I do it is that I ask people who are doing it for the first time that I go with them so that I can help, inshallah, at times when they need questions or they need help. But anyways, so I start with going to the, I mean, some people say, be careful the first time that you see Kaaba, make your dua. There's nothing like that. This is not sunnah. Some people say, make sure you make your best dua and best wish at the time when you first see the Kaaba. There's nothing like that. However, every moment that you have while you are in the state of ihram, especially when you are in the haram, especially when you are doing tawaf, is a moment of dua, and those are the best moments for you to make any dua, inshallah. But there's nothing like the first time I glanced the Kaaba. So anyways, for men, now that we are starting the tawaf, I will do one end on the left. I will take this below my armpit, and then I will cover like this. So now this one become visible. This is needed for the duration that I'm making tawaf. They are not needed at any other time. So while I am in tawaf, I do this. Once I'm done with tawaf, when I go to sa'i or anything else, I don't have to do this. I just go back to what I was doing. So now I'm starting, so I say, I pass by it, once I'm aligned, I use my hand to point to it and I say, Bismillah, Wallahu Akbar. And then there's a dua, you say, Allahumma imanan bika, tasdiqan bi kitabik, wa wafa'an bi ahdik, wa tiba'an li sunnati nabiyyika Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's what you say once you, yeah. So you say Bismillah Wallahu Akbar, and then you start walking. Allahumma imanan bika, tasdiqan bi kitabik, wa wafa'an bi ahdik, wa tiba'an li sunnati nabiyyik Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And you start walking with the people. The Kaaba is on your left, and you do counterclockwise. As you are doing the tawaf, for men, not for women, for men, the sunnah is to do what is called al-ramal. Al-ramal is to, on the first 3 rounds, you move your legs quickly. So you do like this. It's not like running, because when you are running, you will do like, you're not doing this. They say ramal is to move your steps fast, but the distance between your steps are short. So it's like this. Now, can you do it all the time? If you have a big crowd, you cannot. So if it is fine, do it. If not, most of the time I cannot do it, especially if I have people with me. I just cannot do it. So what you do is you try to do it to the best of your ability, something like this, so that at least we maintain the sunnah, inshallah. Okay? So while we're doing this tawaf, you can do dua, you can do adhkar, you can do qira'at al-Quran, you can do it from your phone, you can do it from a book, you can do it from your memory. The best thing is to memorize it or do it from your memory and to stick yourself to a certain dua or certain recitation of Quran. That is the best thing. Please don't waste your time on talking and chatting. Most of the people spend their whole tawaf chatting about different things. That is not the sunnah. Although it will not nullify your tawaf, but it is totally against the sunnah. So try to, as much as possible, spend it with dua. Most of the time people lose track of how many rounds they did. So you want to be careful. So you can count them with your hand, with your fingers. The way I usually do it is that while I'm moving, I use my fingers, so like this or like this, and so on. But you can do whatever you want, inshallah. Very importantly, so I'm now going through the Kaaba. It's clear here. So there's this Rukn al-Yamani here, right? I want to show you another place of the. This is the Rukn al-Yamani. This is the other side. So Kaaba is here, and this is Rukn al-Yamani. This is pointing to Yemen. Okay, here you can see both. This is Rukn al-Yamani, and this is the black stone, right? Okay. Now this is another view. So this is the black stone, and you can see those things, right? This is Rukn al-Yamani. It has continuous line, and here you have this. I don't want to call it horseshoe. This is how we call it in Syria, but it's called Hijr Ismail. Hijr Ismail. This is a place that was part of the Kaaba. In the time before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Kaaba actually was not just a cube. It was a cube and a semicircle. And in between, there was a door here and another door from the other side. And people used to go from one door to the other. And then because of flooding and whatnot, this part was destroyed. So they built only this. Before Rasulullah passed away, he said to Aisha, had it not been that the people are very new to Islam, I would have asked them to dismantle the place and rebuild it as it was on the time of Ibrahim, and include this in the building and have 2 doors here. Okay, so anyways, in the history of Islam, they did that, and then they destroyed it and then built it again. Until now, it is on that shape, which is exactly the shape it was at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Can you pray here? Anyone knows? Because now this is part of the Kaaba. Can you pray here? What do you think? You cannot pray fariḍa, but you can pray nafil. Okay? And can you make a shortcut? Like when you do your tawaf, and then instead of going around this, you go this way. You cannot, because it's part of the Kaaba. So you cannot do, you cannot pray Salat al-Fariḍa there. They will not allow you anyway, but you can always pray the nafil. That's why sometimes people trick others. They say, I managed to pray inside Kaaba. And then they say, no way. And then they show them that they have prayed in this place, which is actually inside the Kaaba. Okay, so while you're doing this tawaf, so you go from here, you go all the way, and then once you come to this place, if you are able to touch it, it's fine. If not, then you do nothing at the Rukn al-Yamani. While you are in this place, period, between Rukn al-Yamani and this, there's a dua that you are supposed to say, which is رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. This dua is supposed to be said every time you do a round between this place and the black stone. Clear? Any question? طيب, alhamdulillah. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so remember this is, they call the Yamani because this is south. So what is the opposite of that? Sham and Iraq. Those are the Sham and Iraq. So this way is north, this way is south. Okay. I think that's good for this. Okay. Have you ever kissed the black stone? Anyone? Okay. The best time to kiss the black stone is if you go about 3 hours or 2 hours before Adhan al-Fajr. Before Adhan al-Fajr, or maybe 2 hours before Adhan al-Dhuhr. Otherwise, good luck. No way. Okay, so 2-3 hours before Adhan al-Fajr, 2-3 hours before Adhan al-Dhuhr. Because that's the least amount of people that you will see. Is it necessary to kiss the black stone? No. No. In fact, Umar ibn Khattab has said, when he approached it, he said, Wallahi, had it not been that I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doing so, I will never do it. Because he said, I know that you are not something that can bring goodness or evilness to me. You are just a stone. But I have seen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doing it, and I will do it. So it is sunnah to kiss that black stone. Now, can you do it? It's very difficult with the big crowd that they usually have. Now, I'll just show you this. This is how it looks from a distance, and this is how it looks when you get very close. In fact, not the whole thing is the black stone. You know where the black stone is? Those little pieces here. This is the black stone. Anything else is not black stone. And in fact, some of that black stone was stolen. And multiple incidents in the history of Islam, part of this was stolen. Sometimes it was stolen by the Ismaili. You know Ismaili? What we call them now, the Buhara or Agha Khan. They stole some of it, and some of them were stolen to Turkey. And what is left is actually some pieces. So this side here, those things are not black stone. And can you see the red color here? Oh yeah. So the red color is actually not the black, not the black stone. It has nothing to do. It's made of some other nice good material that they keep the black stone with. Okay. Any question? You see those? This is a magnified one. This is black stone. This is not. Okay, this is the side, we call it Hijr Ismail. See, I think these days they are not allowing people to get inside. This is, okay. In the past, there was this place where you go and take water of Zamzam. So Zamzam, actually, the well of Zamzam was here. Actually, it was here. In my old time, when I was young, I used to go with my father and go down and see where the pump that gets the water from the well of Zamzam, and we used to get the Zamzam water from there. So that's how it looked here. And water of Zamzam is in this place. Okay, but it's no more. This area is totally covered now. This is inside the Kaaba. Now, this is the part where you cannot go there unless you are a prime minister of a Muslim country. But otherwise, in Hijr Ismail, you can. But this is how it looks from inside. It's pretty, right? Yeah. Okay, so I think I did the part. This is where describing what I have explained, like about ihram, about niyyah, what you say. Okay, remember this, فَإِنْ حَبَسَنِي حَابِسٌ فَمَحِلِّ حَيْثُ حَبَسْتَنِي, what the condition that you make so that in case something happens, it's here. Okay, فَإِنْ حَبَسَنِي حَابِسٌ فَمَحِلِّ حَيْثُ حَبَسْتَنِي. If I am prevented by any obstacle, my place of exit from the ihram will be where I am stopped. Okay, so you have everything there, alhamdulillah. And this is describing. Okay, now I wish I was able to show you this before. So this is actually, I think, wallahu alam, they took this at the time of COVID. Wallahu alam, Allahu alam. This is, it's no way you can get this picture with no people, right? This is what we call it Maqam Ibrahim. Now, one thing that is very important with tawaf is that you do it 7 times, right? Every time you pass by this, you are able to look it up through this, and also, yeah. So this is the black stone, and for convenience, they have added this green light on this side. So you are going to go this way. So you can, if you look to the left, you can see the black stone. To the right, you can see this. So once you are aligned with this, that's where you say Bismillah, Wallahu Akbar. Is that clear? Huh? Okay. So great. If you are doing your tawaf upstairs, they have this sign. Do you like to go upstairs or downstairs here? Where do you like? Downstairs, yes, it's better for you. You know the distance that you do if you do it upstairs, how long it is? It's 1 kilometer every round, 1 kilometer. And it's you don't see the Kaaba, to be honest. It's not something you would like to do. So make it here, if you can. If you cannot, then you have the option. There is recently an option to do it with a car, like you rent a car or this Gulf car, and you do it. I think this is only when a person is not able to do it at all, because otherwise you really lose all the nice thing about being around the Kaaba and all that. Okay. Okay. So. Yeah, this is the Maqam Ibrahim. This is the footprint of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. Now, I am done with my last with my last tawaf. So this is my 7th one, and then this is the Rukn al-Yamani. Then I say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. And then I reach to the black stone. I don't have to say Bismillah Allahu Akbar, I'm done. So what should I do next? In fact, once you are passing here for the 7th time, you're done. And then the sunnah is to go anywhere here behind this one. So on this side where you see the door of the Kaaba. Why am I holding this? Astaghfirullah. Okay, I'm done with this. Yeah, okay, sorry for that. Sometimes I lose track of myself. Okay, so what did I say? Yeah, so we're done with the 7th one, and now we go on this side of the Kaaba behind Maqam Ibrahim, and we pray 2 rak'ah. Those 2 rak'ah are called Sunnat al-Tawaf. You don't have to say anything, but you just do the 2 rak'ah. You can recite on those 2 rak'ah, Sabbih isma rabbika al-a'la and Qul ya al-kafirun. You can recite anything, but just do the 2 rak'ah. And then once you're done with 2 rak'ah, there's a sunnah called Sunnat al-Ittila'. Anyone knows what this sunnah is? Ittila'. Sunnat al-Ittila' is to drink from the water of Zamzam as much as you can, to the extent you feel that the water now is in your bones. So you fill up yourself with water of Zamzam. So you pray the 2 rak'ah, but be careful because you will do the sa'i there, and it may not be very convenient to, if you need to go to the washroom or something. So, I mean, the sunnah is to drink from the water of Zamzam to the best of your ability, so much so that you will be able to do sa'i without, inshallah, any inconvenience. So you pray the 2 rak'ah, you drink the water of Zamzam, and then you head to sa'i. Yes.
So, Sheikh, few questions. Number one, does it have to be behind Maqam Ibrahim, these 2 rak'ah? Or it can be anywhere because it's very crowded around that area?
Yeah.
So
the sunnah is to make it behind Maqam Ibrahim, but it can happen anywhere, of course.
Okay. The second question, there is a question from a brother. Are we able to perform tawaf other than for the Umrah? As I heard, they don't allow non-Umrah visitors to do so. Tawaf not related to the Umrah. Yes.
So recently, they will not allow any person to get into this place without the dress of ihram for men. For women, they allow them. That's the benefit of being of having a woman in the Umrah. They can always go this way. So now, tawaf is a sunnah of greeting the Masjid of Mecca in addition to the 2 rak'ah. So when you get inside inside this masjid, what do? You pray 2 rak'ah, right? We call it what? Tahiyyat al-Masjid. Excellent. So for any masjid, the greeting of it is to pray 2 rak'ah. Just like how you get inside, Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu ala rasulullah, Allahumma ighfir li dhunubi waftah li abwaab rahmatik. That's the dua, and then you pray 2 rak'ah, and then you sit down. For Mecca, there is an addition. Both in the dua, what do you say? أعوذ بالله العظيم وبوجه الكريم وسلطانه القديم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم اغفر لي ذنوبي وافتح لي أبواب رحمتك. That's for the dua. And then before you sit down, not only that you pray 2 rak'ah, but also you do 7 rounds of tawaf. We're not talking about Umrah here. We're just talking about any time you get inside the Masjid al-Haram. Do they allow you to do that? They allow you, but you have to go upstairs. So if you are going with this thawb or with pants or whatever, they won't allow you to do tawaf here, but you can always do it upstairs. Remember, this is the sunnah of greeting the Masjid al-Haram, right? Tawaf, then followed by 2 rak'ah. Now when we do our Umrah, we don't have to do the greeting of the masjid. So our first tawaf of al-Umrah is accepted as 2 things. One as a greeting of the masjid, and second as part of our Umrah. And that tawaf, by the way, requires you to have wudu from beginning till end. If you miss your wudu, you have to go and make wudu and come back, and the last round that you were doing, you should not count it. You should resume from the round before it. So I did 3 rounds, and then I did half of the 4th one, and then I have to renew my wudu. So I go refresh my wudu, and then I come back and start from here for my 5th round, for my 4th round, right? So the half circle that I have done is not counted. Is that clear? Yes. Okay, alhamdulillah. So once we're done with that, then we go to what we call it as al-mas'a. Al-mas'a, let me show it to you very quick here. So that's sa'i. Now if you look at it from from above, so this is the Kaaba, and this is Hijr Ismail. Remember this? So anyone knows where's the Hajar al-Aswad in this? Anyone can make a guess? Huh? Yes, bottom, but this one or this one? This one, exactly. This is the Hajar al-Aswad, this way. And this one, Rukn al-Yamani. So this way is South Yemen. Okay. Now, so we're done. This is al-Hajar al-Aswad here, right? So you go to Safa and Marwa. Mas'a is this place from between those two. This place is a little mountain called Safa. And this place is a little mountain called Marwa. Safa is higher than Marwa. Now it doesn't look a mountain because of all the buildings, and they destroyed part of it. But you can still see it. So once you're done with this, you go all the way to Al-Mas'a, and you start climbing not climbing really, but you get going up the hill that they have to be close to the top of the Safa mountain. And then you walk from Safa to Marwa 1 time, and then back 2nd time, 3rd time, 4th time. You do that 7 times. So you start from a Safa and you end where? After 7? And Safa again? Marwa, yeah, it's an odd number. So you count going from one to another as 1. So you don't have to do a round trip. Okay? So every trip between the 2 mountains is counted as 1. Okay? Now, while doing sa'i, it is sunnah to maintain your wudu, but it is not mandatory. So if someone misses their wudu after tawaf, they can safely and acceptably do the sa'i, inshallah, with no harm. Okay, what do you do during this sa'i? Oh, here we go. This is nice. So which one is this? Let's see. Yeah, this is Marwa and this is Safa. See the thing that I was telling you, this one is higher than that. Here, you reach to this level after actually going up the hill. It's all clean, mashallah, and easy to go. And then you see the rocks here. By the way, they have added some what is I mean, they have added some material. I forgot what the name of it, but that material will not allow anyone to pick some part of like stones or whatnot. In the past, and I saw it with my own eyes, people would go and they will dig something and they will get it as for their own memory. So part of this mountain is in America, in India, in Syria, every place, because of this habit, until they disallowed it. So this is Safa and this is Marwa. Here you don't have this this thing here, the fence, but still this one is I forgot the name of the material, but it's a material that is smooth and it's even it's like you know, the candle. It's that it's like a wax somehow. It has a name, but anyways, it's not in my memory now. So anyway, you go up, and once you are here, you want to start. This is called what? Safa, right? So you Safa is on your back, and the Kaaba is in front of you. So once you reach here, you stand, make the Safa behind you, Kaaba in front of you, and then you make dua. What do you say? Allahumma. Allahumma. No, I'm sorry. Before you even reach here, you want to recite this ayah. Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah. Faman hajja al-bayta aw i'tamar fala junaha alayhi an yatawafa bihima. وَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ عَلِيمٌ. You say that as you are going up the hill of the Safa and the Marwa. It's all written anyways. And then once you are here, you make your dua. Allahumma, Allahumma mujri as-sahab wa hazim al-ahzab. Let me astaghfirullah. Yeah. So, yeah. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. And then you say لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. This dua is to be repeated 3 times, and then you make your own dua. So that's where, while the mountain is behind you and the Kaaba is in front of you. Once you're done with this, you do it 3 times. So you make those لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. And then you make your own dua. You repeat that 2nd and then 3rd time. You do the same, and then you walk down the hill all the way until you reach to the other side of the mountain, which is called Marwa. As you walk, you go through this hallway, right? And during that hallway, you will see a place that has this. See this green light here? Remember what we did at the first 3 rounds of Kaaba Tawaf? We did go fast. This is exactly the same, but within the Masa. So men, only men, not women, as they pass by this place from here, they walk quickly like this, right? So what we do, because in Masa you find it's much easier to do this than in Tawaf, the men will do this, and then once they are done, they will walk slowly so that they can catch the sisters, okay? So same thing here. You do your dua, Quran, you do istighfar, you do remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't have to expose your right shoulder, so you can go this way, that's fine. And you don't have to have wudu, but it is sunnah to have wudu during that. So you go all the way to Marwa. As you walk up the hill, you say إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم. You face the Qibla, you say لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده, and you make your dua, and you do then again back. Once we're done, we will be at the Marwa place, right? Once we are done with the last, we will be reaching here, so that we're done now with the 7th one. Once we are here, the Umrah is over, but that's when we have to do Tahallul. Tahallul is to cut from your hair to end the state of Ihram. This is for men and for women. The Sunnah for men is to either shave completely or to shorten their hair with some cut. Of course, we're talking about like a visible shortening of the hair. As for the sisters, they need to take a little bit of their hair that goes all the as long as, I mean the sunnah, as long as this distance, like one, what do we call that? Huh? It's even less than an inch. It's the distance between the tip of your finger and the first joint. Okay, so now we need to make it from all the hair. Unfortunately, some people think that you can take a little bit, cut it, and that's done. No, that's not true. You have to take it from all the hair. Of course, if someone like me, I'm sorry, I don't have hair, so if I cut, it doesn't really work from here, so at least I cut from the places where I have hair. For women, they combine their hair and they take that much if they like. They can go a little bit less, or if they can go more as they like, inshallah, but not less than almost this distance. It's very important that we don't do it in this place. Many people will show you, will give you a scissor and for some amount of money. Don't take it. Go and do it in the hotel, or do it at the barber shop for the men. Okay. By doing this, we're done. This is our Umrah, alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. And at that point in time, you can go take your shower, you can put perfume, we can cut your nails, you can do all the other pieces of that you were not able to do as ihram.
So there is a question, Sheikh.
Yes, go ahead.
So if a sister got her period before the start of the Umrah or after the Tawaf, so what's the situation before or after the Tawaf?
So Tawaf requires wudu. And having the period before Tawaf, she cannot continue with her Umrah. So if she has done that dua or that conditional statement at the beginning, فَإِنْ حَبَسَنِي حَابِسُ فَمَحِلِي, she's done. She has exited from the Umrah.
But can she stay in the Haram? Can she do any rituals? Or
Okay, so if we look at the Haram, let me show it to you, Habibi. Yeah, if we look at the Haram this way, any place from here, not from here, from here, all this place is a place that sisters can be at during their period. It is permissible. Because actually this is not part of the Haram. But anything here, inside here, no. They should avoid it. Now, if she has to walk inside, that's fine. What is problematic is to stay for a while.
But what if she got it after the Tawaf? Can she continue with the Sa'i?
So the issue here is that Sa'i does not require wudu, but I need to review the madahib on this, because I think there is a ikhtilaf on whether this will nullify their Umrah or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a question from a brother. He said, like, what if I want to do another Umrah for someone after that? How can I do?
If they like to do Umrah for a second time, once they are done with this, they can go to their hotel, and then they can go to a miqat called Masjid Aisha. Masjid Aisha is a masjid outside of the boundaries of Haram of Mecca. And it's actually because of the expansion now, it's connected to Mecca. So you take a taxi or a taxi or a cab, and they will take you to this Masjid Aisha. It's within Mecca these days. You go and you do your ihram from there, and then you come back and you do your Umrah. So you don't have to go to Abyar Ali, the one that is further next to Medina. Yeah.
Any other question before we conclude? Asr is almost time. Any other questions, sisters? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, for people who are traveling with children, are there any particular parts of the Umrah that you recommend, like not to take the children, or, is it okay? Like, is there also a time limit on how long we can, participate in the tawaf and things like that, if we need to take it a little bit slow for the little ones?
I think it depends on the age and how patient the kids
Let's say
are.
5 and up.
Yeah. Talking Islamically speaking, sister, there was a woman who came to Rasulullah ﷺ during Hajj. Before Hajj started, she saw Rasulullah ﷺ. She had a baby, a small baby. She was carrying, and she said, "Ya Rasulullah, Ali hada Hajj? Is there Hajj for this?" He said, "Na'am, walaki ajr." He said, "Yes, and you will be rewarded for it." So the sunnah, the best thing is to bring them with you. Now, can they do it or not? I think that's more dependent on the type of kids and how much. Are they tired? I mean, all those things are circumstances that will differ from a person to another. Islamically speaking, though, it is always best to take all the children with you. Yeah. Yes.
2 questions. So one, are we able to drink water or eat anything while we're doing the tawaf?
Yes. Well, drinking water is fine. As far as eating is not really the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And remember, sister, that it is sunnah to sit down while drinking or eating. So if you want to take a side, drink or eat something because of a necessity, you should be fine. It does not nullify your tawaf, but make sure that you try to rinse your mouth after that, inshallah.
And the second question is, like when we take off our shoes to go into the mosque, can we put them in our bag, like in a closed bag, or do we like leave them outside?
Yeah, actually, most of the time we carry our shoes with us, especially in Mecca. So you put them in a bag, and I think this one has got something like that, Dr. Mursi? Yeah, I think it has a bag that you can put your shoes in. But yeah, of course, if you place it anywhere, forget it. Yeah. So wearing shoes inside the haram, and we're not. We talked about what is permissible and what is not permissible. But let's assume there's some permissible shape of slippers that you wear there. Islamically speaking, it is fine. The problem is whether they allow it or not. I know that sometimes they don't allow it. So that's something that we can figure out there, inshallah. But Islamically speaking, you can always do your tawaf while wearing something. It's fine on your foot. It's fine, inshallah. As long as it is matching the conditions we talk about. Yes, sister?
Salam, I'm so sorry. Just real quick, where we can find the niyyah for the Umrah and the Sha'i and all that you were sharing with us? I cannot find it in WhatsApp group.
No. This whole slides will be shared in the WhatsApp group.
MashaAllah.
This whole thing, inshallah. Dr.
Thank you.
Mursi will share them, inshallah. Okay.
Sisters, any question before we conclude? We want to pray Asr, inshallah. Any other questions? Sheikh, you want to say something?
Yeah, last thing, barakallah fikum. Again, this is a life journey, and I cannot emphasize more the importance of all of us to remember that every single second during the Umrah, during our visit there count. So don't waste anything in side chatting, those photo taking habits and whatnot. Try to avoid them to the best of your ability, inshallah. And make sure that you remember one thing, that especially when you do your tawaf, and let me show you this. So see this a top of view of the Kaaba? Huh? See the people here, right? You know what the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said about this? He talked about Al-Bayt Al-Ma'mur. It's in Surah At-Tur. وَالطُّورِ وَكِتَابٍ مَسْطُورٍ فِي رَقٍّ مَنْشُورٍ وَالْبَيْتِ الْمَعْمُورِ. You know what Al-Bayt Al-Ma'mur? He Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam talked about it. He said Al-Bayt Al-Ma'mur is another house like on top of the Kaaba that the angels will go and they make their tawaf around. He ﷺ said that every single day 70,000 angels come and do that tawaf, and they will never come back to it. And that has started since the time Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam built this place, and it will go all the way to the end. So while you are doing tawaf, remember there are over 70,000 angels doing the same tawaf. So be as best to your Lord as possible. Jazakumullah khair. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
شيخ تديني المايك بس. جزاك الله خير. نقيم الصلاة نبدأ ونقيم على طول ولا نعمل ايه؟
We go offline.
Yes, please. طيب تفضل. I have it outside. I have it for one sister. I'm not sure. Are you the one that you asked me?
I asked for 6.
Are you the one? Huh? Yes, I have it outside.
All 6.
Can you wait outside after the salah, inshallah?
Is this recorded, by the way?
Yes, inshallah. Can you make the adhan and make the iqamah quickly?
Oh. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.